Hello and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing good. In today's video, I'm going to be talking all about my experience with lip fillers, my thoughts on lip fillers, and also like the truth about the duration of not just lip fillers, but I guess filler in general. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Do have a look around, see if there's anything you like and enjoy. My page is everything to do with aesthetics and dermatology related content. So I do hope that you find it interesting and can find some like really useful information. If you're a returning subscriber, hello to you as well. Thanks for tuning back in and supporting me. And yeah, let's get into this video. My name is Miss T Lindo. I'm a student nurse currently. I'm also a qualified facial massage therapist and advanced aesthetic practitioner. Even though I have these qualifications, I'm not actually currently practicing, mainly due to the demands of like my course and stuff like that. So I'm just making content for now. This is something I do enjoy. And yeah, let's talk about lip filler. I haven't planned this video, I'm doing it on a whim. So if I like waffle or go off onto different areas, do bear with me. So first things first, I'm going to talk to you about lip filler. So lip filler is basically filler that's applied within the lip area. The filler that's commonly used within this area are basically of, I'd say, weaker bonds. So as the bond isn't so thick in viscosity, it can basically be applied to softer areas of the skin, such as the lips. So the filler that's often applied, like I said, it's not very thick compared to other areas that you would apply to maybe the bony areas, such as the chin or the jaw area. These branded fillers, you can get a wide variety of different brands that basically all do the same thing. So there's not necessarily a brand that I would recommend much more than the other. I would say that some brands are pushed more than others, mainly due to marketing or celebrities that have used that particular brand. But as long as it's FDA approved, then you should be able to rely wholly on the product to do the job. When you get lip filler done, there are many different techniques depending on what you want. So we have more standard techniques that can thump the lip outwards, giving you, I guess, the duck look if done wrong. You have other basic techniques that can stretch the lips or both vertically and horizontally, making the lips look wider and longer, which can help to balance out the facial features and basically give you a more symmetrical look. And recently we have more advanced techniques such as the Russian lip technique, which is, requires a highly skilled practitioner, someone who really knows what they're doing with lips in order to prevent things such as migration and of course other complications. And yeah, so there's a few techniques to go by. You don't need to know them off by heart. When you go into your appointment, your practitioner should know what they're going to do based on what you say you really want the filler for. And they should also talk to you about this as well, just to make sure that, you're entirely happy with it. Okay, so common side effects, I feel like I've mentioned a lot of them already actually, but common side effects are swelling, bruising, pain, redness, inflammation. You can get a throbbing sensation. There's quite a few side effects. I wouldn't be alarmed by any of these. It's quite okay to just take, paracetamol or something just to settle the pain if it's really unbearable for you. I really do recommend arnica cream and arnica tablets as well that you can pick up in like Holland and Barrett. You can also get them from Amazon as well. I have my arnica tablets in 30C, I believe it is, and this is so good just for helping to reduce the swelling. Like the swelling can be crazy after having put in. So do bear that in mind. This will help you to deal with those side effects. Side effects you should be concerned about are discoloration. If your skin is discolored or if you're pressing onto the area, removing your finger, and the blood is taking long to basically come back to the area, there's a good chance that the filler hadn't been applied where it should have been applied. This is rare, but it does happen. If that happens, basically go straight to hospital. Like, don't wait around. You can call your practitioner, but I personally would go straight to hospital because you don't want to lose your lip. So do bear that in mind. You don't want any blue colour, and you don't want your lips to basically take long to refill with blood after you've basically pressed onto the area. Another complication, don't know if it's a, would I say side effect? I'd say more a complication. If you've had your filler for at least maybe 3 weeks and you've noticed that this area above the cupid's bow has puffed out a bit, there's a good chance that the filler's migrated, so you would need to get that dissolved as well, as obviously the filler's not supposed to be there. Your filler's basically spread from the supposed area to somewhere completely different, so get that dissolved. Speak to your practitioner as well. They should be going through all of this with you guys, but just giving you a heads up because that's what I do. And yeah, those are the most common side effects. When having your filler done as well, you don't always have to do both lips. It's entirely up to you. I've done filler on a lady before. She only wanted her top lip done, so that was what we went for, and she was happy with that. So before going into your appointment, try and have an idea of what exactly you want this filler for. Are you happy with your top lip maybe looking larger than the bottom and you want to balance it out? Are your lips too pouty like just have an idea of what you want so that you can get the best results after having paid your money and gone into your appointment. Okay, so with the duration of filler, this is often a window between 6 to 12 months, and I believe that's for a wide variety of many different brands. The standard is usually between 6 to 12 months, but this can vary, of course, depending on you and yourself. Everyone's physiology is completely different. So, for example, the trainer that did my lips the second time, she's had her filler in, I believe, for around 2 years, and her lips are like really plump. So it just entirely depends on how your body will react to the solution that's included and how your body breaks this down. So for example, I had mine done in both January and March, and I would say that my lips still look really nice, really plump. If anything, I feel like they've started to look really like much nicer, more noticeable now. And now we're in July, it's July the 1st. Now we're in July, and now is the point where I feel like I can see my lips much more. So it can take a while for your body to react to the molecule and begin to, you know, have it become more noticeable. So due to the fact that we're in July and it's only showing now, I'm assuming that this will last, you know, quite a while. I'd give it, I guess, till like maybe August or September, and we'll see, you know, how, you know, it begins to turn out. But at this current moment, I feel like it's taken a few months for it to show properly, if that does make sense. Because when applying filler, you do have to remember that it is it's like a solid. So when you first have it done, your lips can feel hard and it can feel quite lumpy. It takes a few days to a few weeks for your body to be able to break it down so that it can become more liquefied and show, basically. So do bear that in mind if having your filler done. I know it's easy to basically get it done and then 2 weeks later pop back and get it done again. Like, I would just wait, to be honest, at least like 2 months, a month or 2 months, see how you get on, because in the end you might not even need it. And I don't think you want to go through the whole process of having it done so frequently and then having to have your lips dissolved. Not that dissolving's a bad thing if you need it, but you do have to remember when having your lips dissolved, it's dissolving some of your natural hyaluronic acid that's present within your lips anyway, and also the collagen. So you kind of want to stay away from it. Me personally, I want to stay away from it. So just do bear that in mind if having your lips done. So the actual cost of having fillers done can vary, of course, from practitioner to practitioner, depending on their level of skill and competency, etc. But I've seen filler prices start from like £100 going all the way up to like 400, and this is just for the lips. Of course, the higher end of the spectrum is more commonly for like nurses and doctors that do carry out these aesthetic procedures. Nurses and doctors and practitioners, I want to do a video on this actually, but I feel like it's a difficult one, isn't it? The thing with medics, they have more of an experience with the anatomy and physiology of the whole entire body, and I feel like that's more useful in case complications are to arise, and also useful in regard to appropriately placing filler, knowing when to stop, etc. On the other hand, I've noticed with practitioners that aesthetic practitioners that when they carry out their procedures, it's of course more for the aesthetic side, like how your lips look. So I guess they're not as scared to like push the bar out when it comes to giving you like an enhanced look or something like that. They also have awareness on, you know, anatomy and physiology as well, but of course not in depth, nowhere half as in depth. So basically you can go to either or. I would just say make sure you do your research, have a consultation always before having your procedure done, and make sure they're fully insured as well. So I first got my lip filler done in January of this year, so January 2022. And, you know, just going straight into this video, I opted for Juvederm. I believe it was Juvederm Ultra. Juvederm Ultra is like, it's a weaker sort of molecule filler, if that makes sense. So it's designed to go into softer areas of the face, such as the lips, for example. So I had the full syringe used, so that was a 0.8 ml, and this was placed into my top and my bottom lip using a specific technique to give my lips a more plumper look. So yeah, I had this first done in January. I actually got it done on a whim. I remember I was coming back from uni and I was looking at this page for like a really long time, and I really liked some of the results that this specific practitioner had been offering. So I looked on the page. She offered a free consultation, which I thought was like really good. So, you know, after I guess looking, seeing that, you know, she's fully insured and seeing evidence of that and stuff, I just went ahead and I booked the free consultation. So after booking my free consultation, it was like, I think 2 or 3 days later that I actually had the appointment. And in this appointment, I literally went after uni. It was raining, and I went in. She's really lovely, and we basically spoke about the whole procedure, you know, what to expect afterwards, what I shouldn't have done beforehand if I want to have the appointment, the procedure carried out that exact same day. And it seemed like I had my mind set on having it done anyway, and because obviously I know a lot about the area, I wasn't using any like specific products like retinols or anything like that that would, you know, possibly affect the outcome of the procedure. So speaking with her, feeling quite reassured, seeing evidence of like her certificates and, you know, her insurance and stuff like that, because, you know, can't mess about with these things, I basically decided there and then that I wanted to go ahead with the procedure. So with the specific practitioner I went to, you fill in an actual consultation form which is online, and that's to basically help the both of you in regards to insurance, specifically insurance policies. Won't go too much into it, but if you have it done and something goes wrong, it's more for her protection, but it's kind of for your protection as well, because you would have put in any particular complications or anything like that, etc. So I filled this form out, and yeah, I decided that I will have it done there and then. Topical anesthesia cream was applied. believe it was Emla, if you're aware of Emla cream, and I left that on for I believe around half an hour while the actual clinical room was set up. While she was setting up the clinical room, there was a nice waiting area, so I was obviously just there. And then once the half an hour was up, I basically went into the room to have the procedure done. So when I say it hurt, surprisingly it didn't. The first time I had my lip filler done, it didn't hurt. Like, you could feel a pinch, but it wasn't nothing that I would say was like too unbearable. Like, I think I could have, you know, went back a couple of weeks after and had it like topped up without any sort of like hesitancy or problem. Like, it wasn't that painful for me. I'd say the whole procedure took maybe around 15 to 20 minutes. It was bearable, to be honest. So after having the procedure done, I obviously was shown my lips, and immediately after you get your lips done, they begin to swell. So the swelling that you're going to see is not actually how your lips are going to look after. You have to think of it, a needle's going into beneath your skin, it's creating trauma, and your body's reaction towards trauma is to basically rush over to that area, inflame it, and begin the healing process. So your lips will look much bigger than how they will look a few weeks afterwards. So of course my lips like really swelled, and I really liked the look. She obviously did explain that to me, but seeing how my lips looked afterwards, I sort of immediately felt a little bit of a boost in confidence, seeing how, you know, a bit of volume towards the lips can make the face look a bit more balanced out, a bit more symmetrical, just make you feel sort of overall, I guess, aesthetically pleasing, if that kind of makes sense. So yeah, my lips swelled, and I was given a specific ointment to use afterwards for like 2 weeks. So got home, the swelling continued. I'd say my lips swelled for maybe like around maybe 2 weeks, and then it started to go down. Once it went down, I still feel like my lips didn't look exactly how I wanted them to look, but I could see a bit of a difference. So that was that, and overall I guess I was satisfied for what I wanted to basically get them done for. Second time I got my lips done was actually when I was doing my fillers course. So I done the fillers course in, I believe it was March or April of this year, so 2022, and I basically put myself forward as a model because one of the models cancelled. So the trainer slash instructor carried out the procedure on me. So in this specific appointment, I had a mil put in. So altogether I have 1.8 mil in my lips right now. So with this specific appointment, I wanted to go for having my lips more enhanced. So the first time I had them plumped, this time I wanted my lips to sort of be stretched so they look bigger, they look taller, and basically helps to balance out the facial structure a bit more. So that's what I went for. So I went for 1 mil of filler. This was a different brand filler, but I was reassured that it's okay to go ahead, and you know, it was fine. So yeah, I had 1 mil filler put in, basically with the goal to enhance the the length and stuff of my lips. This specific appointment, I had 1 mil filler put in to basically enhance the height and the width of my lips. I had this done, and this technique that was used was different, of course, for what I wanted. And I would say that this one I found painful. This one I found quite painful. So the same topical ointment was used to basically numb the area. I'd say this time it was probably left on for like 20 minutes. My lips were numb because I basically felt like I couldn't control my saliva functions as well as I usually would. So obviously you feel saliva in your mouth, you swallow it, don't you? So when I had it done this time, I felt like it was all gathered up. Like because my lips were so numb, I couldn't feel appropriately for the reflex to then kick in as appropriately, if that makes sense. So I wasn't dribbling or anything, but it just felt different. So my lips were numb, but as soon as the procedure began, I was in quite a lot of pain, to the point where my eyes started to water, and this was completely different from the first experience that I had. So yeah, this procedure, we used a technique called tenting, which is basically where dots are created on specific points of the lips, and the needles pushed downwards into the lip, and the fillers pushed out and slowly released from the area, which in turn basically stretches the lip, if that makes sense. So yeah, so because multiple points were created, the more trauma that was created, the cream basically began to wear off quicker. So she went around the whole lip, top and bottom, and applied the whole meal, and it was painful to the point where like my bum was like clenching. But obviously she started, I wanted it done, and I got a good discounted rate for it as I put myself forward as a model. So I just had to like grit my teeth and bear it. Immediately after having this filler done, it was quite the same as the first time in regards to swelling, except this time the swelling was like much more noticeable, to the point where my actual cupid's bow, it was like I didn't have a cupid's bow anymore. The whole area just completely flattened out because my lips were so like traumatized from the experience. I also made the mistake of having a hot chocolate afterwards, but luckily I was okay. The way I went about it was I basically slurped from the cup rather than putting my lips straight in, so that helped to an extent. But if you are going to get lip filler done, don't have a hot drink afterwards. Yeah, if you are going to have filler done, don't get a hot drink afterwards, just to be safe and to protect yourself, okay? So yeah, that's happened. I had a lot of swelling. I would say the anesthetic wore off quite quickly, obviously due to the trauma, similarly to the first experience. And I did feel a lot of throbbing this time, and that's potentially due to having a whole meal put in and my skin having to basically stretch and adjust to compensate for this new filler that's filling out the area that my body's just not used to. So I had throbbing, I had a bit of pain. I didn't take any paracetamol for it because it was painful, but it was bearable. So I didn't take any paracetamol or anything for it. I'd say with the second experience as well, the pain lasted longer. So I had the pain for maybe 2 or 3 days. It was quite intense, and the way that I dealt with this was basically using arnica. So I have arnica cream, and I also have the arnica tablets that I've bought from Holland and Barrett, and this basically helped to reduce the swelling much quicker, and yeah, basically helped me to feel like myself again. So yeah, that was my second experience of having my lip filler done. Okay, so why did I get lip filler? You're probably asking. I feel like as well, from personal experience with people that I know, it's a bit like, oh, you know, you're black, you're a black woman, why do you need filler? Your lips are already, you know, plump. And yeah, that's true to an extent. My lips were already plump before. The first time I got them done was mainly for hydration purposes. So I went through a phase where my lips were like kind of dry and they'll start peeling, and then I would start biting it, and it became like a repetitive cycle of me trying to remove this dead skin, and then it just sort of, you know, becoming a bit cracked and starting to peel again. So I said, you know what, I'm going to get filler. I'm going to get half a mil, see how I get on. And when I had it done the first time, it addressed that need. I wasn't suffering with that as much as I was suffering with it before, so it really helped in that sort of regard. My second time getting it topped up was mainly because I'd been thinking about it. I like the plump look. I like, obviously not huge over the top sort of filler, but I do like the appearance of full lips. So I thought, being in this, you know, sort of session, the model didn't turn up. I had been thinking about it. I thought, you know what, I might as well just take advantage of it. And as it's a field that I'm actually interested in, I don't think there's much harm in me trying out something that I have like thoroughly researched and know quite a lot about on myself. It's only a mil. A mil's not gonna like turn me into a creature or something. So I just went ahead with it. Like, I wanted to see what my lips would look like if they were even more plump and a bit more stretched. And, you know, similarly to having it done the first time, it addressed the need. I didn't go overboard. I felt like I'd done something that was in, you know, a reasonable adjustment for myself. But even if I did want more of an enhanced look, that's my personal choice and my personal preference, and I work for my money, and if that's what I want to have done, then I'm gonna have it done. So that was why I got my lips done, and I feel like it's very subtle. You can't really tell unless I told you. When I do certain lip movements, I feel like I can definitely see the plumpness more. Like, for example, or okay, that's weird, but if I do, like, if I say O words like ooh, you can see, you could like the plumpness more. I can tell personally because I know what lip filler like looks like, but it's not noticeable at all. So yeah, I'm really happy with it, and I would get it again. Of course, if having your lips done, like any other filler procedure, make sure that you're not pregnant or breastfeeding. Make sure that you don't apply any retinoids or anything for at least 2 weeks before and 2 weeks after. And just follow your practitioner's advice to a T to make sure that you get the best results and the least complications. Research your practitioner, make sure that they're insured. You can go ahead with before and after pictures because that can protect you as well if things do happen to go wrong. And yeah, that's it really. Just a brief video on my experience with lip filler and stuff like that. And yeah, but yeah, I believe that's it for this video. That was my experience with lip fillers, some information on lip fillers as well. I hope you found this video useful. Do subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff, and I'll see you again in my next video. Bye.